So, what can we do to resolve stress? Firstly, increase resources of love, certainty, and significance. If we know that we need to keep the buckets topped up all of the time, then we can make a point of constantly ensuring that our emotional needs are prioritized, and we can ensure that we have multiple positive ways of meeting our needs. Secondly, we can actually resolve a real threat. So let's say you feel sad because you're actually isolated. Well, you'll know that seeking human companionship is imperative at this point, or that you do need to reach out to others. We know that we need to lean on people while we grieve an actual loss, etc. But we can seek to replenish the unmet need some other way. Now, ideally, we want to actually resolve the situation causing the threat to our needs rather than try and meet it a different way. So, if you're worried that you might lose your job, then it makes sense to take proactive action on that and think worst case scenario. What can I, if the worst happens, what would I do? Am I ready? Do I have a backup plan in place? And in this case, things like polishing off the CV, putting yourself in a good position to look for another job, increases your sense of certainty and confidence that, okay, even if the worst happens, I've got a plan, I'm ready to go. I don't need to worry about that. I can just focus on getting on with my life. And that's a really important thing to do, is either resolve a real threat by having a backup plan, or try and actually resolve the situation that's causing the lack of certainty. So if you have issues with money, make a conscious effort to change that situation, because otherwise it will continuously affect your needs. Finally, what you can do is change your perception of a perceived threat. So this is often because what we perceive to be a threat to our emotional needs can often be because of a limiting belief, because of the way that we're looking at something, and just like I said, worrying about things that may or may not happen. So if somebody believes that, for example, they'll lose respect if they do badly in their next presentation, this perception of themselves and the world can be changed so that that threat disappears, so that they can see themselves or believe different things that will help them feel that that's actually not the case, that's not the threat, and that they won't lose respect if they do badly in a presentation. So luckily, performance psychology has many powerful therapeutic techniques for doing just that, for changing our perceptions, for changing our limiting beliefs. And if you're interested in how to challenge perceptions, then study the sections on persuasion and challenging limiting beliefs.